that was the All South African derby down in
Yes.
in Cape Town. Stormers against the Cheetahs. You know, we've been hard on the Stormers this entire season for underperforming. But again, as Rob said, I think it was one of their performance of the season in many ways. The weather was absolutely diabolical on Saturday, as you'll know.
Yeah.
Rain, wind, terrible rugby conditions. Yet they really played well. Scored 4 tries, beat the Cheetahs 33-0. The Cheetahs were absolutely woeful, I thought. You know, they weren't given a chance to really play as well as they probably could. Last week, the Cheetahs were pretty good. You know, we both agreed that the Stormers might win, but as much as 1 or 2 points only. You know, well, we were clearly wrong in that score because of 33-0. It's a bit of a walloping. So hats off to Alistair Coetzee's men. You know, the Stormers are going from strength to strength. They're up to 3rd in the South African Conference. I don't think they can catch the Bulls for 2nd, but it could still be pretty close. They've got some key matches against the Bulls and the Sharks coming up, which will, you know, if they win, narrow the gap between 1st, 2nd and 3rd. So they were really good on the night. I was very impressed. They, you know, still carrying some injuries. They had John Davidis pull out at the last minute, a couple of other players pulling out in midweek, so a bit of a disrupted squad. But they really stood up on the night, and you know, hats off to them. You know, like I said, we had a go at them literally from week 1 for underperforming. So we've got to give credit where credit is due. They were really impressive, and I expect good things for them in the remaining matches of the tournament.
All right, Rob, do you agree?
Yes, I do. I spoke a few minutes ago about the Bulls producing perhaps their best all-round performance of the season. I thought at Newlands the Stormers did the same thing for themselves. Probably their most comprehensive performance all-round. The first time, by the way, that any team this season has scored 0 in a Super Rugby game. That was how good they were at sort of smothering the Cheetahs. I thought the Cheetahs were pretty awful, Garen. They didn't look as though they were mentally switched on for the game. Maybe they were turned off by not so much the rain, because they have played a couple of wet weather games themselves this season, but I think the howling northwester, that wind was pumping at about 50 kilometers an hour, and the Cheetahs are used to playing in fairly benign sort of wind conditions, if you like, in Bloemfontein. So although the rain wasn't such an issue for them, the wind didn't seem to do them any favors, and it meant that someone like Johan Goosen, who doesn't have that much experience yet of playing in a really howling gale, his limitations were exposed a little bit, I thought. Not his best game if he wants to sort of be considered a strong Springbok fly half challenger. Outplayed by Kurt Coleman and then later Peter Grant when he came onto the field for the Stormers, and just a really collectively intense Stormers performance. And I think their fans, the brave 16,000 who did turn out at Newlands, would have been very happy that they got a 4-try bonus point, because it was probably deserved on the day.
All right, well, congratulations to both of you on getting all of your predictions right. And we'll see you on Friday morning for next week's predictions. But Garen, can you let everyone know how they can share their photos and challenge your predictions next week?
For sure, Jen. If you were in Cape Town or Pretoria for this last weekend's matches, please send your pictures through to mysport@sport24.co.za. We'd love to include them in our gallery. And head over to Superbrew and see how you did this weekend compared to us.